I'm leaving my husband because I found out that he has been making fun of me behind my back to his ex. My husband, male 45, and I, female 36, met about 6 years ago. We have been married for 1 year. When we met, I was very fit and athletic. I started gaining weight, however, after suffering 2 miscarriages and the loss of my mother to cancer. I was very depressed and would barely get out of bed if not to go to work. I stopped exercising and instead started eating junk food. I gained 40 pounds in 2 years, 2019-2020. During this time, my husband, then fiancé, was very supportive and loving. I felt guilty and tried to give him an out several times, but instead he proposed, and we got married last summer. Since our marriage, I have been feeling much better and it showed. I have lost around 20 pounds so far, and I gained back my muscles and abs. He was so happy to see me feeling better. On his computer, however, it was a totally different story. He was talking, almost under our entire relationship, to his ex-wife about me. His ex-wife, F46, left him about 7-8 years ago for her colleague. The relationship didn't work, however, and she tried to get back together with my husband. He has already met me, but they stayed friends, mostly via chat, texting since she lives 12 hours away. My husband was complaining about everything about me, my job, my depression, my cooking, but mostly about my weight. He was telling her how disgusting I was to him, how he even found it hard to share the same bed since I snored like a dog. He sent her pictures of me while sleeping, sometimes in underwear with comments about my belly, double chin, back boobs, etc. She found these pictures extremely amusing, and she came up with the name White Whale. They both found it hilarious, and now this is what they referred to me as. They don't flirt exactly or talk about being together or starting an affair, but they do say that they miss each other, and they reminisce about the time they were married. She's more flirtatious, and he really enjoys it. Whatever he's telling her isn't what I have experienced with him. I don't disgust him. He tells me that he loves me all the time. We have great and passionate sex, and the way he touches and makes love to me is so great. He must be a really good actor if he was in reality disgusted by me, and he hates the few times we have to sleep apart. He's lying, and I don't know why he's doing it. He's lying to one of us, and I'm not sure if I want to know who he's lying to and why. I decided to get out of this marriage and leave this behind me. Right now, I'm acting like everything is normal, but I have started looking for a new job in another city and a place to rent. I also started with birth control pills in case something happens between us, and I have talked to a lawyer to prepare the divorce and start the process once I'm gone. One thing I'm not going to do is fall back into depression and weight gain. I will not allow it. What a waste of love he has been. Edit. I can't believe I need to explain this about the birth control pills. Very simple explanation. Up until I went through his messenger, I loved and trusted this guy. We had a great sex life, and we were trying to conceive. When I read what he had written and the way he took pictures of me sleeping, something happened inside of me like, I don't know this person in front of me anymore. I can't read his face, and I don't trust him. I don't know how long I'm going to need to stay under the same roof as him. I don't know what his reaction would be if I refused him for a long period of time with no real excuse. I don't know what else he's capable of besides taking pictures of sleeping people. I don't know if I, in a moment of weakness, succumbed to lust, or if he for a moment could fool me that he actually loved me. For all these reasons and many darker scenarios, I have played in my head I'm taking extra precautions. Anyone with an IQ of a chicken could understand that, or so I hope. Thank you everyone for the support. I will update you when I know more about where I'm headed. Update. I have now left my husband and served him the papers. White Whale out. Hi again. I don't know how to make an update, but my original post is in my profile. Sorry if I'm using the wrong terminology for Reddit. But I'm feeling happy. So happy for the first time in weeks, and I wanted to share that with you. Since many of you supported me and requested an update, I thought it would be the decent thing to do. So here comes nothing. I didn't pry or spy on my husband. I used his MacBook to do some work, and he had forgotten to log out from Facebook and Messenger. He has never given me any reason to spy on him. After I found out, however, I would occasionally check his phone, maybe hoping that it was all a bad joke. He continued complaining anyhow, and now he was telling her I was being distant and cold in manner, and that he was tired of me. He even lied and told her I was gaining even more weight even though I'm not. He told her we weren't having sex. I avoided him because he couldn't find it under the rolls of fat, a joke that she highly appreciated. I didn't spy after that. I got the confirmation I needed. In the meantime, he acted like a worried husband to me, concerned about me and asking if I was going through a new depression. He told me he loved me and that he was there for me. He did everything, like previous times I had dips. Called from work. came home with takeouts from my favorite restaurants, did all the cleaning and washing around the house, baked fresh bread in the mornings, flowers and chocolate, and asked me if I wanted to go for nighttime drives, walks. He used to take me for a drive the nights I was feeling very down and depressed. How can anyone be so two-faced? I have my big sister, who lives in another city. I told her that I was leaving my husband and that I was looking for jobs in her city. My sister is married and she lives with her husband and daughter in a big house. She offered me one of her spare bedrooms. I got a few job interviews and one of them turned into an offer. It's not exactly my field of work and it came with a significant decrease in salary. But I thought about it and it's a good start until something more suitable comes up. I didn't want to prolong my stay with him any longer, and a decrease in income is a good sacrifice. Plus, I'm going to have lower rent and I'm selling my car since the new job is walking distance from Sissy's house. No more worry about the crazy gas prices. My new job starts on October 1st. I'm working my notice period from my computer. The 2 months between jobs, I'm just going to have fun and work on myself. I took my name off the lease, but I'm going to pay for 2 more months. I left him last Sunday. The night before, I prepared a very nice dinner, and I effed his brains out all night. It felt so good to hear him whispering how much he loved me and how lucky he was to have me. In the morning, I left the divorce papers and my attorney's number in the kitchen. When I got to my sister, I finally could tell her and the rest of my family about everything. I showed them all his conversations and even the pictures he's taken of me. They're all pissed at him. He has been calling and texting obsessively, but he doesn't know where I live now. Emailed, DM. He went to my parents, but they just shunned him at the door and advised him to let me go. Maybe he knows now because he's been asking to explain and apologize, etc. I don't care. All I've texted back is that if he wants to convey a message, he could do it through my lawyer. Comments. What a moron. X leaves him for someone else, and he throws what he has now away to make the X giggle. Thankfully, OP got on the computer that day and found out what was really going on. This would absolutely destroy me in every conceivable way if my husband did this. God, imagine what he would say if she did get pregnant. My ex-fiancé was the same exact way. He had to have so much attention. I loved him and showered him with love like crazy. But I was never enough. I found out after the 10 years we were together how many women he was talking to online throughout our relationship. He'd just chat away online, be flirty, try to meet up if he had to travel for work. And the whole entire time he always spoiled me, told me how much I meant to him, how much he loved me. Up until the last year and a half. He found a more serious chick that lived in our area, and then he decided he didn't want to marry me anymore. My husband-to-be wants everyone to know I'm not pure. It's exactly what the title says. I've been with my fiancé for 6 years and engaged for the past 8 months. I've been doing most of the wedding planning, but my fiancé, let's just call him Ryan, will give his input here and there. So, about a month ago, Ryan out of nowhere said he was talking to some of his coworkers and thinks that I shouldn't wear a white dress. This was totally weird to me. Ryan is a very artistic guy, so I figured this was more about how the photos would turn out or something along those lines, but I'm set on wearing white. I told him this and I could see that he was annoyed, but he let it go. 2 weeks ago, I finally picked and paid for my dress, and this caused a huge argument. Ryan again came to me very annoyed. He asked to see the dress I picked, but I said no because I wanted it to be a surprise for our wedding day. He asked me to at least tell him what color it was, and when I said white, he threw a fit. I honestly do not see why this was a big deal. Almost everyone wears white on their wedding day. When I asked him what color he thought I'd be wearing, he told me I should wear red. Again, this was super weird to me. I asked him why I would wear red to our wedding, and he told me that brides only wear white when they are pure. For some background, Ryan and I started dating when I was 21, and he just turned 20. He was a virgin when we met, and I only had one other person who was my ex-boyfriend of 4 years throughout high school. This caused a lot of problems. The first year of our relationship, and we almost did not continue dating because of how insecure he felt. After that first year, it was never a problem again until now, I guess. He went to his mom about all this thinking she would convince me, but she's on my side. So, 2 nights ago, Ryan, his mom, and I stood in our living room and argued about my sex life being shown in a dress. His mom stated that he is no longer a virgin either, so maybe he should wear red too, and he burst out crying. Ryan is still stating that me wearing white would deceive all the guests and that it is different for guys. This all has honestly made me question even marrying this man. I don't know if it's just because everything is so fresh, but I'm really disgusted by him. He's not even religious, so I know this is just about him still thinking about me losing my virginity at 18 before I even knew him. I just needed to rant to anyone about his psycho. This is Most of the commenters are also baffled by Ryan's thought process and agree that this shows a high level of insecurity that can't be put aside. They say that it feels though Ryan is still punishing OP for having sex before meeting him, which is nonsensical. If this is how he views virginity, how will he treat any future daughters? OP is encouraged to break up with Ryan. OP doesn't comment. However, update on our dating advice. What do I wear on my first date in 6 years? I'm in my late 20s and just broke off an engagement. This is going to be my first date in many years. We're going to a nice waterfront seafood restaurant in North Carolina. It's a beach, but it is also November, so I have no idea what would be appropriate. Commenters encourage OP to wear red LOL. Comments, poor old Ryan. In his late 20s now. Gonna find tracking down a virgin for his next partner even trickier. Not to mention getting his mind blown the first time he goes to a wedding where the bride is in white and her children are there. Ryan's mom is the MVP here. Ryan's mom is a smart lady. Loved her suggestion for him. So this is the end of the story. Tell me what you think about these stories in the comments section. Like and subscribe for more videos.